Hello guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we're going to talk about BTC, we're going to talk about Ripple XRP, Ethereum, and we're also going to talk about most of the DeFi coins. As you already know, market just dumped like 16%. BTC dumped 16%. Most alt dumped like on average more than 20%, right? You can say, right? Depending, where you entered and all of that good stuff, right? So now we're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about BTC regarding the macro structure and what we could see over the next few weeks and so on, few months, right? So we're going to start off on the higher time frame, right? So when you take a look at BTC, as you can see right there, okay, we just got a massive 16% dump, in like 12 hours or so, right? Big dump, right? When we take a look at it, we got a big dump where at resistance, okay? 20K area, it is definitely not a good level to be buying BTC at, right? Can it break it? Yes, it can break it, but it is not something like you want to do. I'm looking forward trying to anticipate a BTC 30K and so on, right? Market cannot go up forever, okay? It just has to retrace, right? And basically look for some support and all of that good stuff, right? So now what I'm looking for BTC, I'm watching for the macro structure. The macro structure we talked about was like the WXY correction, and it is still in play as long as we do not basically see higher prices above a 20K area. This move, it is still considered an X, right? And we could be looking for a wide correction, either a double top or can even double bottom or can even like break this low right here, right? But for now, we're just gonna call it we're gonna call it like a possible double top and double bottom, not try to basically look for lower numbers once we hit 3.5K and so on, right? So let's move on to the lower degree, the weekly. As you can see, right, one of the reasons why I'm still looking for BTC to basically retrace down is like when you take a look at the structure right there, we did get a three-way move, 1, 2, 3, and you can see like this wave B was right there, was a triangular formation, right? And you can see like we got this 1, 2, right, and wave number 3. Okay, for now I'm looking at this wave. This structure as a A, B, C correction, right, with a X wave up to the top, right, and we're gonna be looking for the Y wave down here, right? So one thing you just have to remember was like we were basically anticipating something like this, right? Remember when BTC was making this double top, what we said, right, at 10.5, we did say, guys, we're gonna be dropping down to where 52 to basically 42. So that's the same structure, that's the same exact fractal, right, on the macro scale. And we talked about this like many weeks ago, right? So going back up to 20K, it is still part of the the macro bearish structure. If and only if price doesn't break 20K, we could still validate this structure. However, if price basically break 20K, it could be we're definitely going to have to invalidate it and look at it as a impulse wave, right? Look at it as a possible impulse wave, right? Wave number 3 being somewhere around here, and then we're going to be looking for wave number 4. But bull market doesn't work like that, right? So if it breaks like 20K, wave number 4 might be a very short wave, right? Very short pullback, not even like going to pull back down to 20K possibly, right? Not saying it won't, but if it breaks 20K, it could be, on the macro scale, it could be very bullish, like for the entire 2021. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying like BTC not gonna get rejected at 25 and drop 10%, 15%. But all I'm saying, once we break above 30K, it might not drop right back down to basically 20K and so on. It might just keep pumping to the upside, right? So and gonna be giving us like some small pullbacks like 5%, 10%, and all of that good stuff, right? But as of now, we got a 3-year macro double top. Okay, that's how we basically gonna look at it. right? Until we basically invalidate the structure, and then we're gonna be like, hey guys, it is invalidated. We could be seeing like high numbers. Even if we dip down lower to retest like 15K and so on, we could still be, you know, looking at it as a bullish move, right? But guys, one thing we just have to remember, right? Also, we got a gap at 9,600. Okay, we got a gap at 9,600. Nobody's talking about it right now because, you know, it doesn't matter, right? BTC is at 20K. If you talk about 96, you're going to be looking like a fool, right? But we do have a gap at 9,600. So it is something like we all got to keep in mind. And we also got another gap at just about like a 3,500. So are we going to fill these gaps? Okay, we could. Okay, we got a very, very good chance. When we look at the when you take a look at the macro structure right there, we got a very, very good chance, right, to get rejected right here, right, and then basically dip down to you know, fill this gap at least, right? So that's a macro scale view for BTC. That's a macro scale view for BTC WXY correction. I know many analysts they're looking at it as a basically you know, 5-wave impulse. It is still correct to look at it as a 5-wave impulse, right, until we basically break it. But one thing also, guys, another thing, you got to remember about the 40% pump. Most analysts were saying we got 1, 2, and then we're going to be pumping to the upside. They forgot about the dip. Nobody was talking about the dip down to 4K, and we've been mentioning it, saying, hey guys, be cautious, don't buy BTC above 10.5, don't buy BTC above 10.5. We're going to dip down to 4K, 3K area. We did that exact. So now, you know, the whole market is basically bullish, right, on BTC going up to like, you know, 100K, you know, 200K and all of that good stuff. I'm bullish on BTC on the macro scale. I think like BTC over time gonna break 20K, and we might never see 20K again, right, in our lifetime, right? But you know, we just have to be very, very cautious. You know, we just have to be cautious on the lower degree and all of that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on the 6-hour time frame first. Okay, the 6-hour time frame, as we said, like if we break this 21 EMA both on the 8-hour, right, and 6-hour time frame, next support level to look for going to be just about like 6-hour 100 EMA and 8-hour 100 EMA, right? Also, if we break it, you could easily, not easily, but you could look for a support just about the 2-day 21 EMA, which is roughly around like 15,600 range. And if you don't have the TradingView Pro, you can just use like you know, your daily 42 EMA, okay? Because you know, you just have to double your EMA. That's all it is, and you're gonna get roughly, you know, the same average, right? So that's the level to look for BTC if bears going to be striking over the next like few days and so on. And as we always say, right, we always try to keep you you know, try to remind you, BTC, you know, BTC tends to be volatile, you know, Tuesday, right, Wednesday and Thursday, okay, tend to be very, very volatile. So you go back and check the highest volatility range for BTC, okay, you can see like all those volatility range happen like in that time frame, right? So that's why we basically keep mentioning the 7-day candle, because if you take a look at the 7-day candle, this candle always open on what? On Tuesday, close on Tuesday, open on Wednesday. So as soon as we got this candle open, you can see what happened. Bang. Okay. Similarly, right there, as soon as we got the candle open, what happened? Bang. So and take a look at it right there. As soon as we got this candle open, what happened? Bang. Okay. Bang. So most of the double top this year, right? I mean, this year, yeah, most of the double top this year, you know, start like on Wednesdays. Okay, start on Wednesday. So now the biggest resistance for the bulls going to be right there, 19,000. Okay, 19,000. That's going to be the biggest resistance for the bulls, right? And that's one of the reasons when BTC broke 17K, I was like, we're gonna be taking profits. If you still holding some BTC, take profits every 500 points, okay, all the way up to basically 19 19,500 range, right? Up to 20K. Take profits every 500 points because it's going to dip at least, guys. It's going to dip 25 to 30%. We already dipped 16%, right? So you're going to be buying back the dip. So keep that in mind, right? Right now, I don't see like a BTC retesting the 21 EMA on a weekly basis. And if it does, it's not going to look good at all. It means like we could see like, you know, very low volatility for the rest of the year. So bulls gotta buy the dip and try not to let price dip at the 21 EMA, right? On the on a weekly basis. I know it is a very, very strong support. I don't think like price gonna dip below it in one go. Even if we drop down to it, it is going to be a very, very strong very strong support before we break it, right? Let's just keep that in mind. So now let's move on to Ethereum. So macro scale wise, before we talk about Ethereum, macro scale wise, you can see on the 50-day candle, right? As we said, right? If BTC basically closes above 10.5, right, before this candle close, it is going to be very, very bullish, and it doesn't have any resistance on the 50-day candle, right? No candle basically closed above basically 10.5 on the 50-day candle, right? You can see like close above it, bang, right, bang, all the way up to 20K. So now one thing we just have to also keep in mind in terms of a strong bearish momentum is like closing below 13K. I know the weekly 21 EMA is just about like 13K, but retesting 13K before December 17th, December 16th, that's a no-no for the bulls. Okay, it is a no-no for the bulls. So let's go back to the as you can see, the 21 EMA, it is at 13,000, right? But take a look at the 50-day candle. We opened right at 13,000. Okay, so I know most people are going to be like, I'm going to be buying the dip at 13,000. However, if like we close below 13,000 by December 17th, that could be the top. That could be like a sign of reversal, because we're going to get a very big, reversal candle, right? Something like this. I'm not saying we will, but if we get it, right, once again, you know what to expect, right? You know what to expect right there. So let's say we close below 13,000, right? Even at 13,000, the candle is going to be red, right? Because I think we opened this candle right at 13,065. So we gotta close below 13,065, right, to get this candle red, right? So that's going to be bad. Okay, and you can see like what happened back in April 2018. As soon as we basically got this rejection, we dumped all the way down. Okay, we dumped all the way down right there at 14K. Similarly, even like a halfway close, right, that was bearish. Halfway close was bearish, right? So let's just keep that in mind in case you're looking to buy at the daily 21 EMA for a longer term trend, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Hey guys, make sure to don't forget to hit the likes. Hey, what's up, 666? Yes, I mean that's what go ahead and watch the short update, right? It's like 15-17 minutes, right? BTC, XRP, and Ethereum update. We talk about we talk about all of that, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the lower time frame. So the lower time frame, we're going to need like some sort of divergences, right, in order to call for a reversal, right? And if we're going to be reversing, we could be looking for a retest of the top, right? We could look for a retest. That's a short-term trend, okay? Not saying like we're going to be breaking and all of that, because the sucker can do something like this and retest the top, give us a double top, right? I talked about it on my previous video, so if you haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it regarding a possible BTC reversal back to 20K, 19K, 19.5 and so on, whatever the top was, 19.5 range, right? So the bear divergence on the 3-day basis on our hour side, right? That's what I'm saying. Let's just be cautious, right? Because the on a 2-day basis and 3-day basis, we only got one divergence, right? This move, so it's not basically reversing yet, and we do not have a bearish crossover yet. Even if we have one, right? Even if like we get a bearish crossover, right? Price gonna reverse back up, excuse me, right? And you gotta keep that in mind, right? So I think like bulls are still in control, right? As of now, until we basically get both the 21 EMA above price, right? Meaning price below the 21 EMA and MACD crossing bearish. Okay, that's the only sign of reversal I can basically strongly say, right? If we get it, we possibly either can get a slow trend, right, or we can basically reverse, right? So it is something like to remember, right? And I said it right there. I gave you guys a very, very good analysis back then and say, and said if we break this key area, that's it. Okay, no time to be a bear. Just wait till you get another bearish reversal pattern, right? And you can call for doom analysis right after that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. So if you guys don't want to talk about alt, I'm just gonna talk about Ethereum and BTC and XRP. Okay, the DXY, before we talk about it, so the DXY, one thing we've been anticipating for the DXY is like, I'm still expecting a reversal. So a BTC drop, as we said yesterday, it's not something like crazy, all right? Because we cannot be bullish on the DXY and bullish on BTC. That's a no-no, right? So DXY, clean divergence, a possible WXY correction. And once we hit basically 94.50, 95 area, we could start to be bullish again on BTC. But now BTC might struggle to break 20K, right? As long as basically this DXY is looking to reverse a double top, guys, bulls gonna be buying the dollar up to basically 94. That's a very that's a big, it is a good possibility, right? Other than that, we could possibly get some sort of falling wedge, right? Something like this, something like that. Okay, we could get a wedge pattern, right, from the DXY. Not sure if we're gonna get it, but right now I'm just counting on the flat correction instead of a falling wedge. That's also very possible. This move could be very bullish for BTC, right? So keep that in mind. But my primary count going to be basically this move. That's my primary count, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Ether. I just updated Ether. Ether, as we talk about it, guys, I told you guys I was very bullish on Ether from like 400, right, 410 up to 550. Okay, did not try to do anything with, did not do anything regarding shorting for Ether, right? Just been buying the dip and looking for 550. That's why I wasn't greedy. As soon as we hit 550, I know price was going up, but I never basically set any target for Ether or anything, because as I said clearly, right? Clearly, we did not have any resistance, right, from 500 to 600. Okay, so when we drop back down, if we're gonna be dropping down, it's gonna be very fast, and then we're gonna get this reversal, and then we're probably gonna get this double bottom again to get this big flat correction, and then bull's gonna look very strong if we do not break this key area. However, if it breaks it, we're just gonna suck it up and look for lower numbers for Ether. So Ether reversal is very possible, right? A lower volume right there, price at support area 480. As you know, guys, we were very bullish on Ether, 450, 475, been just buying the dip, right? bang, right? A nice 20% pump, even more than 20% pump if you're still holding your ether, right? I mean, not anymore, but you can see like you know, dropping right back down at support. Okay, on a daily basis, as you can see, ether is right at support area, just hit like 481, which is like roughly around like daily 21. Now looking to close above the daily 21. So best thing to do right now for ether, either wait for a divergence on the lower degree and stuff like that for a reversal, right? So now for ether bear, you know what to look for. You know, this range of 580 right to 600 going to be a very strong resistance for the bears, right? Not a good idea right now to be shorting ether at 500 to 480 range, or even down to 550, right? Unless you're scalping, right? So just keep that in mind. So resistance level for ether 580 to 600, right? If we do not break it, it could easily create another pattern down right here, right there, and then that could be decision making right here once we retest the 500 again, right? So because 500 could create a double top double bottom type of a structure, which is a flat correction, bullish, but if we break it, it could be a very very bad, right? So let's take a look at ether on the lower degree. On the 8 hour, no sign of reversal yet. Big sell volume. That's a big sell volume. So it means like we're gonna get some buying pressure on the 8 hour time frame at some point. So I wouldn't be shorting ether right now. Once again, guys, it is time to be accumulating some ether right here. Understand, guys, I'm not talking about the macro scale. I'm talking about the lower degree, because some of you guys, whenever I say like, you know, ether can go up, you guys say, oh, $50 ether, stuff like that, right? Yes, you know, that's a macro scale, right? So take it step by step right now, and we're gonna see, you know, what type of a structure we're gonna get here, and then we're gonna look for a possible reversal. Not time to be a bear right here. So not time to be a bear. So let's take a look at the hourly. So hourly volume is picking up, but no sort of a divergence, no sort of a strong trend reversal yet. So would still be waiting for the you know, 580, 550, 480, 550 area, which is right there, right there. That's the level we're going to be looking for a possible reversal, right? Can we break that key area? Yes, we can break it. Nothing is guaranteed, right? Nothing is guaranteed. Like, you know, bulls gonna play smart enough to not let price drop right here, because if you don't find a support, this sucker gonna drop all the way down to the low $400, okay, which is like this yellow trend line support, right? So just keep that in mind also, right? Just keep that in mind. If price doesn't find support right here, we got this, you know, trend line support, just like Link, okay, just like Link, you know, drop down to like 11.3, 11.1 range, right? So, but primary support, once again, 450 range, right? Mid 450s, and if it doesn't hold, you look for the low 400s. So let's move on to King XRP. So King XRP, guys, can we see like a you know, if you like XRP and you think like XRP gonna pump to all-time high, let me know, right? I want to see, I want to hear your thoughts, right? Everything is bloody, man. XRP 18%, that's, you know, it is just I mean, gotta so that's what we talk about XRP. That's what we talk about regarding XRP last time, right? This it was a bullish structure right there, right? But the bullish structure ended up being a bearish structure. I mean, it was 50-50. It could basically pump to the upside too, right? But as you can see, like it broke this trend line, retested it, right? Right there, I went to bed early yesterday, so I didn't see the dump, right? So I woke up around like 3-4 a.m. and I was like, man, it's like I saw everything red. I was like, man, I missed the doom dump, right? But it retested the trend line and dumped right down. So best thing to do right now, not try to catch a falling knife, right? Just look for the support area right there, okay, which is like, as we said, right, can be all the way down to like the low 38, right? So you just want to basically, you know, let the market do the work. Right now it is not time to be trading XRP unless you're doing like 15 minutes charting, 10 minutes charting, all of that good stuff. But hourly and higher, right, anything can happen right now because it is almost a support. So one thing you need to look for is like look for a bullish divergence, right, on the hourly especially, right? We got this bullish crossover. It means price could retest some higher prices right there and at the same time dip again. And once we get the dip, right, your MACD is still going to look very strong, but it's not going to respond to the dip because the dip might be a week. Remember, your MACD, right, your MACD doesn't care about dips, okay? It doesn't take into account like you know, the dip, right? Because MACD is closing basis, right? So let's just do this. It's not crossing yet, okay? So you take a look at your MACD, it says source closing basis, right? So you can change it to lows, right, if you want, right? You can just change this to lows and you can basically take into account your lows, right? But let's just remove it and put it back to close, right? That's safer, right? So you can see like we're not getting any sort of divergence on the on your MACD. So wait for at least a bullish crossover and price dip after that. Don't just buy the first bullish crossover because you're gonna get into trouble if you do that. Okay, you're gonna get into trouble if you do that. Not all the time, but most of the time, right? If you're a short-term trader, you don't want to do that. A long-term trader, market might basically forgive you, right? You buy the dip right here, right? You know, after it crossed bullish, you buy the dip right around like 57, it dipped down to 47, you know, you just heard it, right? But if you're a short-term trader, you might not be able to afford that, right? So keep that in mind. So that's the level I'm going to be looking for. XRP short-term trades, you know, this range, okay? Just about like, you know, can dip all the way down once again to 38 and so on, right? So in terms of fib retracement, you can even take a look at it in terms of fib retracements. And we're going to talk about if we're going to be able to see all that good stuff, 80 cents and all of that, right? So, you know, sometimes like we do talk about the macro a lot. I try to focus on the nowadays on the lower degree because the macro I be calling sometimes takes months to get hit, right? So, but most people don't understand it, right? When we were calling for XRP 80 cents, that was like last year we said, you know, we're gonna be pumping to 80 cents, and XRP was actually right there, okay, right there, okay. That's when we started calling for 80 cents. But you can see like after we got this structure wise, right, this flat correction, I was like, man, we're gonna be dumping down, okay, to 11 cents. But take a look at it in terms of fib retracements. As you can see, this range for XRP was like multi weeks of accumulation right there. So that's going to be our bottom, right? Almost like 8 weeks of sideways correction, and we did not do anything with XRP. All we did, buy the breakout, because we knew if we break this range, we're not going to pump like 10%, right? We're not going to pump like 5%. It's going to pump at least 50%. So we took it all the way up, guys, to like 38, and then, you know, just huddle after that, right? So as you can see, swing low, swing high, we just hit like 236. It is a very, very bull, a very, very strong bull Fibonacci. If we in a bull market, XRP has to basically hold this range. Okay, if we break it, you know what to look for. Once again, 0.618 right there, right, to 0.786. Okay, 0.61 point, you know, 50% pullback going to be just about like 41 if you want to round it up, 42, whatever. If you if not, you know, you could be looking for even down to like 35, but mid range going to be just about 38. Okay, mid range right there, not average, but the mid range, right? So that's what you need to be looking for XRP, right? And to answer your question regarding can we pull back up to 70 cents and 80 cents, absolutely. Okay, we can definitely pull back up to 0.786 to 0.6, you know, not 0.786, but, you know, 70 cents to 80 cents, right? So now let's go ahead and take a look at a dot. Now let's take a look at Wi-Fi first, because Wi-Fi for Alonso is probably watching, right? So Wi-Fi, as you can see, yesterday analysis in our group was like to look for two areas. Okay, the first one going to be the 21,000, and the second one going to be the 8-hour 100 EMA. As you can see, like bounce right back. Okay, bounce right back up. Okay, as soon as we basically hit it, you can see like price pump back up almost over 10%, guys, 10%, right? And you can see right there, pump like almost 14%. It is still bullish, at least, you know, at least for the short term, it is still bullish, right? So let's see what type of a divergence we're going to create. But it means if we're going to create a divergence, right, on the 8-hour, it means that we're going to have to retest like 18,000 to 19,000 area. That's the only way. The volume looks good. It looks like a reversal volume. As you can see, that's the biggest volume after the drop, right? So it looks great. Okay, it looks great. Another indicator for you know, for the alt reversal, right, is like if you take a look at AVE BTC, right? So we did talk about AVE, a possible retest of this range, right? Wait for the for the breakout above this trend line right there, right? So it is looking to break the trend line right now. Okay, Wave is the only alt right now pumping after the dump. So volume looks great. So we're gonna see, you know, if Wave gonna be able to break this trend line, we can at least look for a possible triple top. Okay, if the trend is strong enough, 0.786 going to be right there. Okay, 0.786 going to be just about like 57.73, 57.73, right? Which is roughly around like you know, 50,000, 500,000 almost, right? Almost like 580,000, right? Sats, right? So, but let's just say 57.77, which is like 0.786 pullback, right? So it looks good. Wave BTC, AVE BTC, not Wave. So let's take a look at AVE USD, right? So AVE USD, similarly to Wi-Fi, as you can see, 8-hour, you know, 8-hour 100 EMA supported the price, not letting it drop. So we could look at it as a correction. That's why I was, you know, I wanted to be very, very cautious. We got a nice wedge pattern, just like SNX, and this dip. Okay, they both dip at the same level, and they all pump at the same time. SNX, Wave, AVE, they all pump at the same time. CRV. So they double top, they top out at the same time also. So we need to watch like wave, not wave, AVE, right? CRV and Wi-Fi's, the Wi-Fi's, right? The twins. So you can basically look for this trend for a possible reversal. The volume once again looks very, very good. Okay, it looks very, very, very good right there. And what happened right there after we got this big volume? You can see like we basically pumped to the upside. Okay, we basically pumped to the upside for a possible, looks like an ending diagonal, right? A nice ending diagonal. Basically retest the 0 point right there. Okay, so AVE is looking very, very juicy. So best thing to do, watch AVE USD here, AVE BTC. Okay, best thing to do. Yeah, looks very juicy, man. Still looks nice. So if you bought the dip right there, just about like $50 range, 382 pullback, you're still okay. You can either put a take profits knowing like it's gonna retest it, and you can look for another entry, right? Let's check the hourly. So yes, hourly looks like it's gonna come back down, okay, to retest this area. Okay, no divergence yet, so no sign of reversal on the hourly basis. We want to see a divergence at least on the hourly basis, right? Price retesting this area, right? It doesn't have to retest like the absolute bottom, but most of the time, if it retests like 90%, 80% of the bottom, I think it is good enough to call it a divergence, at least for me, right? Sometimes I don't wait for it to break it because it doesn't happen like that most of the time, right? Market doesn't always give you what you're looking for. So we talk about AVE. Let's go ahead and take a look at DOT. So DOT was looking very bullish. Okay, a nice correction right there. Nice correction right there, and was anticipating this move, but this sucker dropped down to the trend line support. Right now the trend line is holding very, very strong, but we got to pay attention to the higher time frame right now. What we want to see is like we want to see a big reversal candle, okay, from the trend line, something like this, right? Something like that right here. Okay, we want to see a big reversal candle from this key area. All right, so if we break it, next support area going to be just about 4.2. So 4.2, because remember that has not pumped yet a lot, okay, unlike other alt, but we were bullish on DOT from like 4.3. That's why I'm saying alt, they just lost all their gains in like 12 hours. Okay, you take a look at DOT, we were very bullish on DOT from like 4.3, 4.2, right? It pumped to like what, 6, right? That's a nice 40 to 50%, 40% pump, right? So, and we just dumped right back down another 30%, right? 25%, right? So basically just lost all the gains in like 2 days and so on. But I like the volume, okay? I like the volume right here. So we're gonna need to wait for a possible reversal, bullish divergence on the lower degree, or a very, very big engulfing candle pushing back up to like $5 and so on, right? 5.20 and so on. So let's go ahead and take a look at storage, because storage did pump to the upside, right? But did not resist the Bitcoin dump. So like most alt, right? Storage, that's the range I was looking for, 42, 47, and 51, right? But it created another correction right there, okay? Another correction right here. So we gotta hold, like bulls gotta hold this range if they want to avoid like retesting the bottom trend line, which could be anywhere around this area, okay, somewhere around here. So support area for storage right now 31. Okay, so storage BTC did retrace down, right? Came back down to entry right there. So if you put your stop loss, took some profits, right? We were looking for the double top right here, but it just dumped back down. It is still bullish, like in terms of like a structure wise. It still has a possibility to push back up. It could just be a delay. So if you're not leveraging, you're just holding storage, right? It is still very bullish right there. Okay, it is still a very bullish setup to retest the top. So most of the big pump, you get it like after a big dump. That's something like you gotta remember. Some of these alt, they're ready to pump, right? But BTC dumps, so they just have to follow the king. And after that, when BTC recovers, right, 2-3%, something like that, this sucker's gonna pump like 40-50%. And last time storage pump like 200% was the same thing. Okay, it was the same scenario, right? BTC dump, and then this sucker dump from 2200 to like 18. I was like, keep buying the dip. All right, same thing with algo also, right? When algo dump like down to 2500, right? I was like, buy it. Okay, this sucker gonna go all the way up to 6000. So SNX, okay, SNX also similar to the Wi-Fi's and AVE, right? Wedge pattern, right? And support right there. So did basically retrace down back to support. Still got some targets up to like $6 and $7, but has to bulls have to basically confirm like the bulls, the bullish uptrend can be confirmed, right? Bulls have to basically confirm that, right? We gotta basically wait for the bulls, wait for some sort of a bullish divergence on the lower degree. I know it is a support area, but if you're a bull, just be cautious, right? And wait for a better divergence, right? Yes, you did buy the dip, but it is not time to add on. It's just time to hold on to your position and wait, just in case like we dip lower. So already hit like 0.618, so that's a good sign. Bounce right back up, almost 18%, right? Double check. Almost 25-30% bounce. Okay, so that's a lot. It means like it has to retest it. Okay, it means it has to retest it because the bounce was so quick and was so volatile. It just has to basically retest it. Most people are gonna be selling. That's how you can look at it basically. So you bought at 0.618, it bounced back up 30% in 1 hour. You're gonna sell, right? That's why price has to basically retest the this area, possibly, right? Hey, what's up, Links Finn? What's up, Pedro? We just talked about XRP already. Just move the cursor back and you can watch regarding what I talk about XRP. So we already talked about King XRP. Let's do this. So let's go back to BTC. So it is a nice drop, right? But it is not it still has a, we still need time to digest this dump. Otherwise, you don't want to be catching a falling knife, right? But once again, keep an eye on your 2-day 21 EMA. So let's go ahead and take a look at BNB. So 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 BNB got a target up to 39, right? But we did say something like the structure could be something like this also. Okay, it could give us this sideways correction like this, right, before pumping to the upside, right? So similar structure to what we got right here. Let's check it on the yellow degree. Similar structure to something like this, retesting the bottom right here. Right, it did something like that right there. Right, created a nice flat, pumped it upside, BTC dump, it dumped right back down. Okay, so but guess what? It recovered very fast. Okay, we recovered very fast. So it is a support area. So I'm still gonna be holding BNB, right? Still looking for the 39. Remember, BNB we got in somewhere around like 28, right? So took some profit right there, right, along the way, right? So it is back down to like 28. So it is still okay. If you hold in spot, right, it is not a big deal. BNB, it is still a good long-term hold, right? So no need to panic on BNB for me at least. So let's take a look at compound. So compound was very bullish. Did give us a fake out, a nice fake out right there. You know, up to 140, right? Hit 140 on the dot. I was looking at it live, right? I was like watching it live, and this sucker just, you know, decided to retrace down to the 120, right? So and BTC dump, and then it just followed BTC. But we still got some upside target up to 144. But need some strong support right around this area of $100. Okay, if we break the $100 range, it's not going to be looking good at all for the bulls, because you know a better and stronger support going to be at 81. Okay, $80 range, right? So right there. So just hit like 0.618. So need to basically hold this area and look for a possible reversal back to the top right there. Okay, the structure it is still bullish because it is a 5-way structure. It is a 5-way structure. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I was expecting this move to push higher up to like 148, 150, right? It pumped to like 140. That's wave number 5, and then we're gonna get this wave number. Basically wave number, you know, this pullback, right? It could even be something like this, right? Possible ABC correction before pushing back up. But let's see over the next few hours what we're gonna get, right? Because the move is pretty strong to the downside. It's gonna correct at least over the next few hours. Hey, what's up, Cannibal Def? Bitcoin Cash, man. Bitcoin Cash just follow the trend also. So we're gonna see over the next like 12 to 20 hours, right? 24 hours, what the market gonna do, because the trend is, you know, is slowly reversing for alt, but it is not that strong. So Bitcoin Cash, we got a trend line resistance right there. Market respected it, you know, got another trend line support right there. Even if it dip, you know, even if like we get another dip right here, it is gonna find some sort of support just about 250. So keep an eye on Bitcoin Cash, right, for a possible reversal. If we break this key area, you got $200 support back to a $200 support again. But once again, you know, this range of 480 to 500 range, do not basically you know, discount it, okay? Because if we find a very good support right there, it could easily break this area of resistance, right? It could easily break this area of resistance. That's the level of resistance I was looking for first, right? And you can see like we broke it, right? And this sucker just, you know, say, hey, I got another one right there, right? So we got this broadening you know, correction, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm just gonna call it a day today, right? So we talked about BTC, XRP, Ethereum. You know what to look for over the next few hours and so on, right? So you know, market going to be very volatile, so be cautious out there, right? It can be green every day, guys. So market, you know, we gotta get these pullbacks. I don't like this candle for Bitcoin Cash, right? So let's see, you know, we gotta break it over the next few days and so on, right? So market cannot go up forever. We're gonna get this 25%, 30% dump every now and then, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. Oh, okay. So we got a bad news for the we got a crackdown potentially requiring KYC on all wallets types, including your ledger and all of that good stuff. I mean, regardless like what type of a FUD was it, right? BTC was gonna get a dump, so it was just a matter of time, right? So that's why you don't care about the news. Just play the chart, because it was double topping. You just needed like one catalyst, right, to basically dump the price. But you and I knew, okay, BTC going to pull back at least a nice 20%, right? We already got 16, so we can get more. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Munachin.